In order to correctly justify, first I have to understand my Mastery Connect score report. On my Mastery Connect score report, first I have my score from my test grade. I also have boxes. In each box, I have the question number. You can see that example here. I also have a fraction. If I see 1/1, like in this example that's circled green, this means you got the correct answer. If I see a box with a 0/1, this means that I missed it. I got 0 out of 1 point for that question. So today, as I justify, you only want to justify the questions that you missed when you tested. So you're only going to justify the questions that have a 0/1. So if this was my Mastery Connect score report, then I would justify question 3, question 6, 7, 11, 14, but I would not justify the others because I did not miss those when I tested. I'm going to begin modeling with question number 9. I've given you the best answers, and today you'll be justifying how an answer is correct. To do this, you will do 3 steps. You will use the correct answer I've given you to go back to the passage and highlight that answer in the passage. That's the first step. Secondly, you will add a text box right beside your highlight. In that text box, you will write the question number, and in your own words, you will write what that highlighted sentence from the text shows. So let's look at one together. Question 9 from the test says, based on the selection, which statement is true? And then I have 4 answer choices. The correct answer is A. Bazooka was the first bubblegum to compete with Double Bubble. Let's go back to the text and find that and highlight it. I'm noticing in paragraph 7, it says Double Bubble was the only bubblegum sold in stores until Bazooka bubblegum hit the market after World War II. Well, that's exactly what that best answer was. So you can see I highlighted that. Now I'm going to add a text box. In the text box, I'm going to write the question number. This was question 9. And then I'm going to write what my highlight shows. This shows Bazooka was the first gum to compete with Double Bubble. Since that's the best answer, that's what my highlight shows. So I have a highlight, I have the question number from the test, and I have in my own words what my highlight shows. Now let's look at number 11. Summarize the most important accomplishments of Walter Deemer as described in the passage by selecting the 3 most important accomplishments and putting them in the order in which they occurred. Then I have a graphic organizer, first, second, third. Notice it's asking me to summarize the 3 most important accomplishments. I'm noticing I had more than 3 to choose from, so I had to eliminate the ones that were not as important and choose only the 3 most important. Then I had to put them in order of what happened first, secondly, and thirdly. So now let's look at what the best answers are for this question. The first event that was the most important accomplishment is that Deemer invented bubblegum by accident in his spare time. This is an important detail and it happened first. So I'm going to go back to the text and I'm going to highlight where the author told me he invented it by accident. I'm noticing in paragraph 3, the author says in his spare time he enjoyed experimenting with new gum recipes. By accident, one of his recipes was less sticky and stretched more easily than other chewing gum. I'm going to highlight this in paragraph 3, and you can see I've already done that because this is where it tells me he created it by accident. Now, after I highlight it, I'm going to add a text box right beside it with the question number, which was question 11, and what my highlight shows in my own words. This shows that first, Walter Deemer invented gum by accident in his spare time. Now I need to go and see what my second most important event is. I'm noticing the second most important event says the Fleer Chewing Gum Company sold Deemer's invention, calling it Double Bubble Bubblegum. So I'm going to go back to the text and I'm going to highlight where the author told me that. I'm noticing in paragraph 4, the Fleer Chewing Gum Company was soon selling Deemer's new invention, calling it Double Bubble Bubble Gum. So I'm going to highlight that because that's where my answer is found in the passage. In the margin or on the side, right beside my highlight, I'm going to add a text box with the question number, just like you can see here, number 11. And in my own words, I'm going to write what this highlight shows. This shows that the second important event was when Deemer's invention was sold by the Fleer Chewing Gum Company and named it Double Bubble. So notice what I wrote is what this highlight shows. The third most important event says Deemer's Double Bubble Bubble Gum became an instant success. I'm going to find where the author told me this in the passage, and I'm going to highlight that. Today, there are many brands of bubble gum on the market, and bubble gum comes in different flavors, colors, and shapes. Double Bubble is still a popular brand of bubble gum, and Walter Deemer is remembered for his popular invention. I'm also going to add a text box with a question number, number 11, and right beside it, I'm going to write a sentence. This shows the third most important event was how the invention of gum became an instant success. I wrote this because my highlight shows how his invention of bubblegum became an instant success. So there are 3 things I must do to earn points back to my test. For each question, I must highlight the answer in the passage. I must add a text box with the question number, and I must add a sentence that says what my highlight shows. This sentence will be the same answer that is the correct answer. It's just explaining it in your own words.